I thought you guys were going home. You're still here. Are you having trouble getting up the hill? Or what? Oh. Can I go in here? Oh, the hand's back. The hand is back. Interesting. So it didn't get burned. Oh, they probably took it out of the thing when they looted it. Remember them looting it? They looted the vault or whatever. Oh. Yeah, let's go. I'd like to introduce Magdalene, the printer's daughter, yes. God bless you. Father Thomas told us of your father's condition, and we pray for your recovery daily. Well, thank you, Abbess. This is our duty to serve the Lord and the community that provides for us. Now, what is this about? Sister Gertrude, you know our holy rules. Why bring young Mistress Drucker in to me? Forgive me, Mother. Magdalene is searching for a place in the world and is contemplating the holy life. I thought observing the sisters might aid her in her spiritual search. She was encouraged by the idea. Right. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Ah, so you have decided to consider my offer after all. God is calling you to the convent. I am more than willing to help you fulfill the divine cause. What brought this change on? Why are you interested in joining? I was worried that helping my father running the shop alone and finish the mural are too much. Well, if I become a sister, I won't have to marry, which is far better than being stuck bearing kids. Lie. I had a holy vision. Magdalene, you should not abdicate your worldly duties for fear of the unknown. However, I agree that working a printing shop and painting are not suitable duties for a woman. Thank God you have turned to us for help. It's no wonder you have felt overburdened by all of this. Please come, I am happy to tell you more of our order. Alright, we did it. The Great Deception. We've never been in here before. This is all new. Our small convent used to be part of the larger Kursal double monastery. I'm sure that you have been told this by Sister Gertrude. However, the poor clerics lived far differently than the Benedictines that once lived here. We believe that it is not ours to produce and live solely on the alms of the community of Tassing, as they see fit to give. Likewise, none of the sisters here own any personal property. We share this convent as a gift from the church. Who's this? We believe that the Lord called us into a life of poverty and service. Does such a life appeal to you? I'm not entirely certain yet. I'd like to explore and look around to get a feel for the place. Magdalene, you must not have understood me. We have deliberately closed ourselves off from the world. I won't have a laywoman bothering the sisters from their duties or disturbing our rule. However, I will allow Sister Suzanne to show you our duties. Please take your time. When you have finished, please come find me and we will discuss your decision to join. Finally, I thought she'd never finish. What? Truthfully, I'm not here to join the convent. I'm looking for references for a mural in the painting in Rat House. Well, I'm going to take a look around. Where are we going? Where are we going first? The convent has many parts. The kitchen, the loquarium, the chapter house, the yard, and the old workshop. But no one uses that old shed anymore. I'll leave you to decide where you go first. Okay, let's go to the chapel. Ooh. This is the chapel. We're on a guided tour. This is the chapel where we all gather for mass and liturgy. It's the oldest part of the convent. And the most drafty. Oh, hello again, Sister Gertrude. Sisters have done some minor retouches over the years, but it was represented the abbey from its earliest days. Oh, there's the tower and the library. The cloister is still being constructed here. Yes, the tower was berg. What the heck does that mean? Berg fried. Long before the structure became a monastery. The duchy gifted it to the Benedictine order after the Holy Roman Empire grew. They had no use for it as a keep. These walls have protected Tatzing from the attacks of spirit and steel for generations. A noble history, comparable to Aeneas' founding of Rome, truly. There's some Latin here too, but I can't read it very well. God said, called Lady Sabine to lead our sisters and brothers in 1261. Lord Cursow's castle was destroyed by fire in the year of the death of Emperor Frederick II. Only the tower remained. Thank you, Sister Suzanne. Yes, the first lists the abbey's founding date. The Lady Cursow was actually the one to suggest the old castle be turned into a double monastery. We added the second shortly after the revolt. Mother Illuminata thought it would be fitting, even if the sisters were not here, some record of what occurred would remain. Cursow is unique, a double monastery with two saints, one male and one female, to guard the town and abbey. So the foundation of the abbey was even older than the Holy Roman Empire? Many things have been built and torn down on this land over generation. Who knows what else used to be here? You are right, sister. This mural will be of great reference for the rat house. I'm glad to have helped. God bless you, Magdalene. Alright, we're done here. We're done here. Let's go somewhere else. Where else are we going? What's the Loquarium? Oh, going this way. This is the Loquarium. Most of the Abbey's visitors come in here, but aren't allowed to enter. We aren't allowed to go into the outside world either. Like Mother Franziska said, isolation is a part of our vows. Sister Gertrude once told me the old Benedictine sisters used to go out into town sometimes and even talk to men on occasion. I am stuck here staring at these walls for the rest of my life. Are you unhappy here? Seems like thinks much of her life here. I didn't know he could do that. Even so, she doesn't seem to have a passion. If she hates it here so much, maybe I should... Maybe I can help her see the joys of life. Do you regret your choice to become a sister? Choice. I didn't have a choice. My father promised me to the church as a baby. Some oath he swore when my mother struggled in her pregnancy. So there I was, dropped at the poor Clarice the summer I turned 17. And they took you in just like that? Nobody asked what you wanted? Why should they? The poor Clarice rely on the offerings of others, even their children, to subsist. My family is devoted to the church. I've only been in the convent for 2 years, but I'm trying my best. I don't mind the prayers or the hours, and I'm sure of my devotion to the Lord, but this is not what I wanted. But since when did women ever get what she wanted without being punished? Eve couldn't even manage that. We can only do the best we can. I pray that one day it'll be different. Maybe, but we certainly won't ever live to see it. Sometimes I get jealous of Sister Gertrude and even Sister Marguerite. At least they got to see something of the outside world before they were 20. Hey, you're protected here. Why don't you leave? And do what? My family wouldn't support me. I have no husband, and I have no way to own land or take coin. What would I do? Pray? What would I do but pray? And where better to do than in a cloister? Thank you for listening, Magdalene. Anyway, let's show you the rest. I don't know if I like that that'll be remembered. I mean, it was a valid question. Hey, it's a cat! Oh yeah, she's the blind one. Oh, Marguerite, I'm Madeline. Oh, Madeline. God bless Magdalene. I don't normally come to the Covenant. You don't. What brings you here? Not that you're not welcome, of course. It's always wonderful to have visitors. Oh, Mother Francisca was lecturing me about the mural. Nothing that interesting. Lecturing you? She's good at that. Almost as good as Father Gernot was. What was she lecturing you about? She was advising me against painting the mural. She thinks I'm called to two different things. Sounds like her. I don't think she believes in much work outside of what we need to survive. But even David wrote the Psalms, and he was a man after God's own heart. Poor Clarice was so different than the Benedictines. I guess I'm not used to being a poor Clare yet. Do you miss the outside world much, sister? Yes, sometimes. I miss the other Benedictine sisters especially. She never admitted, but sister... What the heck is that? Is that a J? Lidgebet? Had the most wonderful voice. I always stood next to her if I could. Why stay then? Why don't you leave when the big things left Curacao? Truth be told, I was too frightened to leave. Curacao is my home. I don't like the idea of becoming accustomed to a new place. Learning the Covenant's ins and outs was hard enough. Never went outside the convent much anyway. I know where everything is here, even if it's changed over the years. Sister Gertrude had already planned to stay too. The garden always needs tending, and two hands make light work. Besides, I can't leave Mousefinger here behind. The cat. Ah, of course, she is truly the Queen of Curacao. Has the convent changed very much since the poor Clarice arrived? Yes, the food is simpler and some of the prayers are different, but all the chores and gardening is the same. Gertrude misses making ink from the scriptorium. But I've enjoyed learning the sisters' new customs. Speaking of which, I would probably return to my chores. Of course, apologies for interrupting. Not at all, Magdalene. God bless you. The kitchen. This is the kitchen. There's not anything interesting here. Sister Marie and Sister... whatever. Take care of most of the kitchen duties, but everyone pitches in when needed. Okay. This looks very similar to the other kitchen. We can talk to Sister Marie. God bless you, child. Are you delivering something? No, sister. I'm learning more about the convent's history so I can finish a mural in town. Ah, I see. The kitchen has been used for decades, longer than I've been alive, to be sure. I enjoy preparing meals for the sisters that nourish us, but I will never bring myself to butcher the animals. Sister Sabao. I'm just gonna say the Y was silent. It's graciously taken on the task for me. We need sustenance, but I feel butchering any animal is wrong according to the rule of St. Francis. To cause suffering to any living creatures. Man, you are really doing something to that fish. I don't know. Even if God granted Adam and Eve domination over animals. Yeah, I thought so too. The kitchen seems fairly simple. Is there anything here from the convent's founding days? More than the structure itself, I'm afraid. Cookware needs replaced over the years. Though some nights a ghost appears to me by the cook fire, a lost spirit trapped between heaven and hell. Sister Marie, not this again. Not to Magdalene, please. Could it have been the ghost of one of the sisters from the founding of the convent? Maybe Sister Tessia? If it was, she was never said a word to me, though I feel prostrate in prayer before her. The spirit, whoever it is, rose up through the grounds in vigils. Dawn and dusk are the hours when the boundaries between this world and the spiritual world are weakest. We may be the newest arrivals here, but this convent is very old. Perhaps there is something Roman underneath this foundation centuries before. The spirit may seek to know the presence of God now that it rests in unholy ground. A spirit in Curacao? Why would it come to the convent, though? It breaks my heart to think that the spirit was crying out for help, trapped beyond heaven's reach. Why don't we keep going, Magdalene? I better not get Sister Marie too upset. Of course. God bless you, sister. It's the spirit. Oh, I can talk to her, too. Oh, she stopped with the fish. How goes the cooking? As well as the Lord wills it. My old fingers fumble from time to time, but it's my privilege to prepare supper for the old sisters. Very noble of you. Just as God gave Paul a thorn in his side, so did he give me the pains of age to strengthen my faith. Such things are a blessing when compared to the pains of Christ carried upon the cross. I don't believe the Lord wants us to... But didn't Christ die so we don't have to suffer unnecessarily? In the next life, yes, but even Christ said we would face hardships while we live on this earth. I have chosen to find meaning and devotion into the Lord through my hardship. Thank you for sharing your perspective with me. You're most welcome. God bless you. Okay. Yeah, I think this grate does go to the Roman ruins, if I do recall. Isn't that what we found out? Where can we go now? The courtyard? Oh, the shed. The shed must be in the courtyard. Okay. I love how we just let everyone onto our ruse and nobody gives a crap. It's hilarious. Brr, it's colder today. There's not much in the yard that would help you, I think. Anything that was here was long been covered in weeds. All I know about this place is that the walls were added when the convent was built into a monastery. Oh, God bless you, Sister Benedicta. Sister Suzanne. God bless you. Ugh, this ice is hard. Do I recognize you? I think we've seen you in town once or twice. Yes, you'd have seen her. She's the youngest of the sisters. Mother Francisca allows only one sister to deal with the townsfolk. She has received this privilege. Burden, more like. I have to run around everywhere, gathering all the food and doing all the chores. I'd rather be inside where it's warm. What are you doing up in the convent anyway? I'm considering joining. Mother Francisca said I could look around. Well, don't let me in the way then. Actually, I wanted to ask you some questions. You like being a nun? Oh yes, I don't mind it at all. It's far quieter than home, and I don't have to share my bed with my siblings anymore. I'd like to help the older sisters and I don't mind the chores except when it's cold like this. One more question. Have you seen any mysterious figures or ghosts lately? Ghosts? No, everything's been normal recently. I haven't noticed anything odd. Is this about Sister Marie's ghost? I think it's Maritus himself. Oh no. So there is a ghost in the Abbey? Well, I haven't seen anything myself, but if there is a ghost, I'd like to think it's Maritus. Don't tell Mother Francisca this, but I found an old book about Christian legends hidden in the workshop. I said that a Roman commander named Maritus conquered Danzig, but the colony failed. Most of the town was empty until Christian refugees found the town hidden in the valley. It was a miracle. Christian refugees? I wonder if this is a different retelling. Oh, maybe. I don't remember if the book was mentioned any saints. The Latin was hard to read. Anyway, when Sister Marie said she saw a ghost, I thought it must be Mauritus trying to get us out. A Roman ghost couldn't be happy about his tower being turned into an abbey, could he? Definitely not. This story gives me ideas for the mural. Thanks for telling me about the book. I won't tell Mother Francisca. God bless you, sister. Thanks. God bless you. Alright. Here's the shed, or the art studio. Cough. The workshop is covered in dust. Yes, this is the Benedictine Sisters' workshop. They used to make badges and art for the pilgrims coming to see the hand of St. Moritz. It looks like everything was just left here after the fire. Nothing's been used in years. We can't subsist on painting, and poor Clarice don't produce goods for sale, so we have no reason to be in here. But art allows us to find beauty in life. Even Christ said the Father clothed the lilies of the field in beauty. Just because art is an essential, does that means you can't do any kind of painting? That sounds horrible. We have other ways to make art. Singing, telling stories, things like that. But yes, the workshop is off limits. Mother Francisca doesn't let us come in here unless to put something in storage. I've come in a few times and noticed some of the brushes have gone missing. Paint pots, too. You think one of the sisters is secretly painting? Oh, Lord, no. We all live too close together in a convent for something like that to go unnoticed. In any case, I think it's sad the workshop is left like this. Truthfully, Magdalene, I don't think you should join the convent, even if it's not what you were here to do today. Gertrude talks about it, and you seem to love your art. Without it, you'd hate it here. That's true. I would. She's not lying. There's an old parchment scrap here. It's different from the others. Looks like a scrap from a manuscript. There's something written in Latin in the margin. It says, the Mytharium of Tazing had been destroyed by a flood. Mithraeum. Mithraeum. I don't know how to say that. Okay. Mithraeum. That's the same word I saw in Roman section of the mine. Wait, this might be from the book that Sister Benedicta found. I wonder why it would mention. I don't know. It's not a word I've heard before. It's certainly nothing in the convent by that name. Well, the note says it was destroyed, so I suppose it doesn't matter much now. Okay. Oh, look, there's something here too. Such valuable paint left to try and crack on the pallets. Oh, man. These old badges are beautiful. I hope the pilgrims who bought them love them too. Well, you've seen the entire convent. There's not much here. What do you think of it? I understand the appeal of such a small life. It even offers its own freedoms for the world, even if I'm not drawn to it. That's true. We aren't bound by the worries and thoughts of the world. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone from outside the convent. I'm reminded of the life I once had. Now that you have me thinking about whether or not I should remain with the sisters. I think you should go. Sure, why not? I do, though the sisters have taken care of me. They love me and I love them. Even if this life wasn't my choice, they accepted me. Who knows? Maybe I will get better in time. Maybe. I'll try to help any way I can, even if it's just sneaking around the convent wall to say hello. Really? That would be wonderful. So long as no one found out. Anyway, we should return to Mother Francisca before she suspects something. I learned a lot today. Thanks for showing me around. Oh, thank you, Magdalene. Today has been more interesting than any I can remember in the Abbey. Come, let's find Francisca. She'll be waiting to hear what you thought of the place. Oh, Magdalene, what is your assessment of the poor Clarice? Is the good Lord calling to a life with us as a sister? I'm compelled by the devoted life the sisters lead, but I'm afraid I must tend to my father first. I think I prefer my books in printing, and in any case I need to finish the mural. Well, I hadn't thought about my holy duty of providing children to my husband, and I just couldn't give that up so soon. I think I prefer my books in printing, and in any case I need to finish the mural. Then I might take over for my father. I see. Be careful that this mural does not become an idol for you, Magdalene. Just as Eve had a weaker will than Adam, you are liable to stumble in the fruit of temptation as well. Our community is quite modest compared to the splendor of an old Benedictine house operating under the rule of a powerful abbot. I see why fewer women are drawn to the order these days. Thank you for allowing me inside. You are most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Ah, how did your little expedition go? I learned a lot from seeing the Abbey. I have a good idea of what I will depict. But sister, there's something I don't understand. The Abbey was so prosperous. Why didn't the monks rebuild it after the fire? What a task that would be. The chapel was beautiful. The stained glass always caught my eyes in the morning. There was a great deal of anger and sadness in Tassing that night. The abbot felt the brothers and sisters were no longer welcome and moved on. In truth, the abbey's dissolution was inevitable. Curacao was running out of money and patrons. The riot and fire were simply a particularly awful and painful way to end the monastery. Did anything survive the fire? Some of the buildings are intact, but all are terribly overgrown. I haven't dared forage in the rubble. I doubt you'd find anything to help your mural inside, other than charred wood and parchment. It might be worth taking a look if I'm careful. I worry after you sometimes, Magdalene. I really do. Thank you for all your help, Sister Gertrude. You are most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. I thought she might give me, like, a tip or something. Like, here's the key to the house or something. I don't know. Alright, I think it's time for my next break. Well, that was, I don't know. I did learn more about the founding of Curacao, and that illustration for the manuscript. It was like it was the one. It was like the one in mine. Is it part of history or Tansing? It must be written around somewhere. If only the library hadn't burned down with everything in it. The ruins are right here. Maybe not everything was destroyed. All right, we need to check out the ruins. I think it's a Scooby-Doo ghost. You know, they're not really a ghost. How do I gotta start the timer. Boom. Timer started. See, now we can go in. Yeah, this place looks like it's been in better condition. It's all rubbly. My God, this is amazing. I wonder what it must have looked like before the fire. Everything collapsed in the fire. I have to be careful climbing over this rubble to get past. Why not go around it? You know, it looks like you could just go around. Oh shit. She said a bad word. What's this music in the background also? Ow! My face! Oh no, I can't get back up here. If I climb, it might collapse further. Look, go around, see? Go around. Look, boom, easy way. Yeesh. The heck? Living in a two-dimensional world must be rough.
goddamn hellhole.
It's a pee-pee-soaked heck hole. There's nothing left of the old staircase. I guess I can't go this way. Unless... these vines go all the way to the top, though. They might look sturdy enough to hold my weight. Well, there's no other way out. Except by going around. Wow, this looks dangerous. I can see all of Tassing from here. I wonder if I can piece together the foundations of the Abbey and find a way to get to the library. I bet I could get down this way. The roof looks pretty stable. I think we might up the dingus counter right now. She could have gone around. I'm doing it. I mean, it's not really... It's not... I mean, just visually she could have gone around, but they should have put more rubble. I think I'm doing more than I said I was going to, just looking around. Although it wasn't my fault. Oh God. I remember when the library burned down. Dad told me I was just a baby, but I remember the flames coming out of the windows. So many people were screaming and running around. I cried myself to sleep that night. I haven't seen this place since then. It doesn't look like there's anything left inside. I suppose it's too much to hope for. Well, Magdalene, how are you gonna get out of here? I feel like I'm gonna find something. These roses seem to be these roses seem to have made the Abbey their home. I'm glad something beautiful is still growing here. Well, this looks the same. More roses. Wasn't there a... Oh, maybe there wasn't. I thought there was a way over here, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh well. We can't look at any of the graves. Alright, here's the cloister. Hey, there's another cat! There's two cats! I wonder if there were always this many cats at the Abbey. Perhaps I can ask Wolslav what he remembers during his time here. I can't pet... Oh wait, I can pet the cat. Meow! This place is a mess. How sad. It does look pretty messy. Oh, maybe I'll find a secret passage out. You know, maybe that's how I'll get out. Chapter house. Well, what? I can look at this door. Door's stuck. I can't get through this way. Okay, I think I'm gonna go to the abbot's house. Oh, it's been
Lobster!
it's been oh, an old mural. It's worn, but I can still see some of the figures. A dance of death? What? These figures look new. The paint can't be more than a few years old. Someone's been adding to this. It feels wrong. Who would add new figures to the Dance of Death and why? These look like people from the town. From here, people who died. That must be the Baron. That's Otto. Wait, is that... Someone's here. Hello? Who are you? Should I investigate? Let's investigate.
Ah! Boogeyman!
The door. Whoever was watching me must have opened it. I don't like this. I think I've seen everything left in the Abbey. I want to get out of here. Well, let's go this way again. I don't know if I have seen everything. I want to go this way. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be blocked, but I want to. Yeah, it's blocked. Okay. See, that's blocked. I cannot go that way. Oh, is that who is that? Is that Caspar? Is that who that is? What the heck is up with that? That's weird. Why is he in there? It kind of looks like him, but I don't know. Who's this? I'm so confused. I don't know who any of this is. Oh, I see. This is Hel. This is Hana. This is Hana. This is Otto. This is the old woman, and this is the Baron. Okay. Yeah, this is each person who died. All right, including the ones that we. And this is Andreas, and this I think is Caspar, but I don't know. I don't know who this is supposed to be. Like, he didn't die. At least not. He was asked to leave. We asked him to leave. He never died. I'm slightly confused by that. Alright, well, let's get out of here. I hope nobody hits us over the head. Oh, nobody's hitting us over the head. Time is passing. 2 hours pass. Snowing already? The almanac said it shouldn't start for another week at least. I think we're in for a hard winter. I should get back to Rat House and get to work. Oh, man. Squirrel. Rabbit. Remember, shift allows me to run. Oh, I thought it did. Well, there we go. I need to get to Rat House. Rat House. House. I don't want to go to the mill. What am I gonna paint now? Can I see what I painted before? Oh, it's covered up. Well, that sucks. Oh well. good evening, Magdalene. Good evening, Dr. Stoltz. I see you're progressing on the town mural. You've made rapid progress. I'm trying to finish it in time for Dad. You understand? It's taken longer than I wanted. I have to get it out of the other drawers. I think that I shouldn't be painting the mural. I'm doing my best I can to give it as much time as I'm doing the best I can to give him as much time as I can. The rest is in God's hands. I thank you. It's appreciated, of course. Now, then, the council is asked to hear about your progress. I've been researching the early Christian history of Tansing before the Romans left, learning how people settled in the ruins, how the abbey was founded, why our saints are so important to us. It was a lot to take in, but I've settled on my subject. And what have you chosen, if I may ask? I wanted to show history how it happened. I'll paint Lady Curacao founding the abbey from. I'll paint the Bavarian settling among the Roman ruins, starting the Christian history. I think the middle one sounds good. But that last one does too. Man, all of these sound fine. I can't do all of these. And no one seems to be missing a pig, yeah. I'll do the middle one. That might rub some people in town the wrong way. The saints are a core part of Tansing history, after all. But be careful on how you choose to paint such a piece. Our Lord is a staunch Catholic. One would interpret the absence of the saints as well Lutheran. Clearly, that's not what I'm intending. It may not be so clear to our Lord. It may reflect poorly. Remember, these murals are for all of us. I remember very well. After this section, there's still so much work to do. I haven't even figured out how I'm going to portray the revolt. Ah, yes. I imagine it poses difficulties that other murals do not. It's a strange thing to tell a story that still lives in the hearts of so many people. I don't think anyone wants to talk about it. We've just locked it away. It sounds like you have your work cut out for you. I'll leave you to it then. Oh, yes? Have you ever seen anybody lurking around the Abbey? Or heard of it? I haven't been up to the Abbey in years, and no, I haven't heard of anything like that. Why? I've seen someone following me a few times. I'm sorry to hear that. Did you run into the odious woodsman, Haller Brandt, not long ago? I did. It wasn't a pleasant experience. Well, if you have concerns, you should ask one of the boys to escort you when you're out. There's no need to risk your safety. You're right. Good night, Dr. Stoltz. Good night, Magdalene. I mean, it isn't bad to have a pair, a group of two. You know, people are less likely to do stuff regardless. Now that I have the final part of the mural to finish, what should I paint the revolt? Dad always talked about how the Archdeacon was the only one seeking justice in those days. But what was his name? The only man I can remember is the name of the Archdeacon who came to Tansing when the Baron was killed. Jacob Estler. Oh yeah, that guy. Maybe he wrote an account of the revolt as an Archdeacon. I'll write to him and ask. And of course I need to write back to Esther, too. I'll write them tonight before bed. Alright. I'll write a letter to Esther, too. I hope the courier can make it through the pass before winter. He will. He will. My name is Magdalene. I am an artist in the town of Bavarian. I believe you passed through our community when you investigated Baron Rothvogel's murder. Did you remember anything about that case that the people in Tansing might not remember? In particular, do you remember anything about someone writing notes to provoke the killer? Did you see any evidence that might suggest that there was a sort of larger conspiracy at work? Do you have any reason to doubt the conclusion of the case? That's a good question. I mean, no real disrespect. I only ask in case it might help us understand our recent past. Thank you for any help you can give. I want to open it up. Don't ask any specific questions. Just ask a general question. Hope you're well. You must know how tremendously happy I am for you and Simon, and Elijah too, of course, and your parents. It warms my heart to know that your family is doing so well. At the time this letter reached you, I expect to know how it unfolded. I'm already freezing at night, so I've reorganized the workshop so the inks don't deteriorate. Do you have any worries about that in Prague? You've said it snows, but I've always imagined it was warmer in winter. Dad is doing poorly, but at least he seems comfortable. He's sleeping more, but Dr. Stoltz says that's a consequence of the colder winter. I do what I can for him, but this winter has been hard. I've asked Agnes to help, but there's only so much she and Dr. Stoltz can do. He's not going to make it, and there's nothing I can do. Christ, I'm scared, Esther. The mural is progressing well, but I can't shake the feeling that someone is following me. I keep seeing this figure around town. After I explored the mines to see Hazing early history, and then again in the Abbey ruins. No one else in Hazing has seen anything, but some of the nuns say they've seen ghosts. Whoever it is, I'm sure it's not someone from here. It's the strangest thing. Given me a fright a few times already. But I don't mean to worry you. Nothing happened to me yet, so I think I'll be safe. The only good news I can share is at the moment is the mural is almost finished. I should have it completed by Christmas or soon after, before the new year at least. Then perhaps, at long last, I shall be able to visit you and meet Simon. Anyway, I fear that this will be my last letter of the year. The Reichspost has already been late and reported worsening snows to the pass. We seem to be stepping into a harsh winter. Stay warm and give my regards to your family. And Simon, yours always, Magda. Let's check on our father. Make sure he's not dead. He's sleeping. Oh, no, he's said hi. He seems to be okay. He's not dead yet. Hey, what's this? How did this get here? Stop. This is just like the note Dad found. Who's doing this? I have a feeling I'm gonna find out sooner or later. I need to ask Dad about this. It can't be a coincidence. But he's been so weak, I don't want to upset him. Just need to wait for the right time. Hope there is a right time. Who do you think's right? Who is it? Is there a secret agent in town? Days pass. Many days pass. December 4th. Well, I'm not dead yet. Or am I? Oh, we got a letter. One letter for you today. The pass is nigh impossible to traverse, and they have so much hard on the horse and me. Anyway, happy Advent, my dear. Thank you, and same to you. You think it's from the... Who do you think it's from? I think it's from the bishop dude. Yep, it is. Mistress Druckerin. I do recall the Rothvogel case, though it has been over a decade since I have served as an archdeacon. I am no longer associated with the office of Prince Bishop. In fact, I am no longer associated with the Catholic Church. If you do not mind conversing with a Lutheran, I will tell you what I remember. I take no offense at your question regarding potential doubts in the case of the Baron's murder. To stand in judgment of others for so many years naturally invites doubt. As with our faith, we must learn to live with those doubts and persevere in spite of them. Even so, it seems that the most relevant question after so many years is if the architect of the murder is still at large. I recall that the artist who testified, Andreas Maler, believed someone was manipulating the would-be killers. If this is the case, a serpent has lain coiled in the bosom of our community for decades. It may lay there still. What causes this serpent to awaken every few years to stage a new killing? I fear that finding the answer to that question may draw you into its reach. However, if you are determined to find the source of the trouble, I believe you must inquire with your neighbors. I urge caution with your investigation into this matter. If the serpent merely sleeps, it may be dangerous to poke into its old resting places. I hope this has been of some help to you. May God bless and keep you safe. That really didn't answer my question. No reply. This time it must have been delayed due to the heavy snow. The postman said I won't receive any more letters until spring. I better get back to the rat house then. Still more work to be done. But I was told to stop, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh, doing work. Time passes. Oh, it's getting close to Christmas. Go, Christmas, Christmas. We're gonna, oh, it's the day Christmas Eve. Good morning, Dad. I finally caught up on the mural, and now I can start the final part today. I promise I'll get it done. Magdalene, I'm proud of you. Thanks, Dad. I'm sorry Dr. Stoltz said you can't come to the festivities tonight. I know how much you love the Herstenau. Wow. It's a German ritual, folk ritual celebrated around Christmas, which townsfolk dress as Perchten and drive evil spirits from the town to protect it from the upcoming New Year. Makes sense. There's always next year. Right. How are you feeling? Dr. Schultz said he would come by again today. Fine, I'm fine. Are you sure? Do you need anything? No, go on. I'll be alright. In fact, my spirits are lifted today. It's Christmas Eve after all. Of course. What's wrong? Dad, I found a note back in November. Note? What do you mean? It was like a note I found in your plans for the murals. Just a scrap of parchment. It looked like it came out of an old manuscript. Elaborate writing, purple ink. It just said stop. Do you know where it came from? Who wrote it? Magdalene, Oh god, it must be Ott. He said he'd drop by with more firewood. If you know something, I'd like you to tell me, alright? I know. I will. Can we talk about it later? Dad? I'll tell you, I promise. Alright. I'll be back later. Good, take care of yourself out there. That's not a good sign. You know what when they say I'll tell you about it later means? That means he's gonna die. Wait, what am I doing? I thought somebody was here. He is here. Hey, look, we got some warmer clothes on. Morning, Magdalene. Morning, Ott. Cold, isn't it? I told you the almanac was right, didn't I? The moon forecasts a cold winter this year. Fine, you were right. It's a good thing you paid attention to it. Saved me a lot of trouble finishing work early. Anyway, here, I bought some firewood for you and your dad. Thank you. You're welcome. So, how's your dad? You think he can join everyone for Christmas Mass? I think he'll stay in bed tonight. I'll do my best to be there. I need to keep working on the mural, though. I'm not finished on... I'm working on the final section. About the peasants result, right? It feels weird to talk about it. It affected Tazing so much, but we were just kids. I can't remember what happened since I was just a baby. I never even knew my dad. That's what makes it difficult. I need to ask those who are already adults that night, but I don't want to touch raw nerves. What if you spoke to people while everyone was preparing for the Christmas festivities? Clara sometimes talks about that night. Mom, too. You might be able to ask them. Ulslav and Matilda were the only two Benedictines left living in Tazing. Maybe they'll talk to me. I didn't think of that. Still, the mural is for Tazing, not the old abbey. Agnes has always been in Tazing, right? I'd go to her if I were you. Dad says she helped bury everyone who died that night. I wonder if she'd talk about it. It's your project. Might be worth a try. I wrote to the old archdeacon about it, too. He thinks that the Baron's murder and Otto's death are connected to the revolt. The who? The man who came to Tazing for the Baron Rothvogel's murder. What about him? He was the judge for the Baron's murder, and if all the deaths in Tazing are connected, I don't see how that old Baron has anything to do with the revolt. Are you feeling alright? I think you're looking for connections that aren't there. Maybe this mural project is getting to you. I need to get to the bottom of this. There's something more to all of this. I know it. You're sure? I'll figure it out somehow. Thanks for the wood. See you later, Mags. He's calling me Mags again. That's just right. I should stop talking. I should start talking to people around town. Better get started if I want to talk to everyone before Perchtenlauf. 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 Where can I go? There. And there. And there. That's it. Okay, well, I'll go here, and then here, and then here. I guess. Thank goodness I have a scarf. Or I'd freeze. It's got a winter palette here. Look at that. Winter. It's wintry. It's nice and wintry. Whoa, it's busy in here. Who was I talking to? Clara. She was alive. Hello, Magdalene. I wouldn't have thought you'd be working on the mural today. I would have thought what brings you here? I would like to sit with you and ask you how to remember the rebellion so that I can paint it, if that's all right. Ah, that was a sad time. If it would help you memorialize those we lost to the revolt, yes, I'll answer a few questions. I don't mind. I was a little older than you, so I probably remember more, Magdalene. Oh yeah, it's Ursula. She was like... Of course, Magdalene, I'll tell you all you want to know. I've been looking forward to seeing the mural for some months. Come now, sit with us. Oh, we're gonna work on stuff. Now that we're all settled, what do you want to know? Did the revolt have anything to do with the other murder that happened in Tazing? Oh, the murder of the Baron, you mean? No, not really. I only remember that Andreas attempted to be a peacekeeper in both situations. I suppose that's when things started going poorly. Oh, old Attila. She hated the Abbey and the Baron. It was still a shock to know she could have killed the Baron, though. It was really only after the Baron's murder the Abbot became so severe. No doubt, he blamed the rebellion and the faithlessness on people in Tazing. I don't know about any of that, but his taxes and restrictions and his attitudes toward us became harsh after that. It was all we could do to live by them, but it eventually became too much. Even with all the restrictions, was the revolt really justified? I keep hearing conflicting stories about how it began. I know things were bad for the peasants, but was it worth all the loss? You wouldn't remember it, Magdalene, but the abbot forced us to starvation. We would have died either way. We did everything we could to help things from getting violent, but the Lord had other plans. Remember how sick and hungry I was all the time? Grandpa kept saying it hadn't always been like that. All was fine until Hannah, Nico's wife, killed Otto because she feared that what would happen if the abbey shut down. Well, my husband wouldn't let that rest. We all wanted justice. When that soldier arrived and threatened us, all the townsfolk pulled away except for you and Ulrich, Gret. No, Clara, I'm afraid even I was intimidated and begged Ulrich to leave the matter be. My husband alone stood with the peasants. Why did the peasants revolt anyway? So many people died. They must have known it wouldn't succeed. Dad always talks about how he regrets that choice. That's why he wanted to paint the mural. Your father is unique in that regard. Most of the other townsfolk see the revolt's failure as proof that it was doomed from the start. Truly, if the entire town banded together, we likely could have succeeded without violence at all. By then, we were so starved and wanted justice so much, Peter truly thought success was possible. There was still some discussion. Ulrich and Andreas wanted peace. Then that effing Miller protected that bitch. She always hated us. He always hated us. Thought he was better than us. Ursula, language. What, Mom? It's true. Leinhardt even shot Ulrich out of nowhere. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot that Ulrich got shot. That's who that was in the painting. It was Ulrich getting shot. That's who that was. It was unprovoked. Yes, Leinhardt always did hate the rest of the townsfolk, and he would take advantage of anyone he could. My husband sought peace to the last. He was a martyr to us. I think the Miller shot Ulrich to retaliate, but after that, Peter couldn't be stopped. He'd lost too much. The burning of the abbey was a grim night. The soldiers coming in. Our men fought to protect us, to protect Tazing, and many died in that fight. But we got rid of the abbot and all the monks at least. Yes, and it is some comfort, if only a little. Are there any heroes of Tazing I should memorialize? Dad, definitely. Peter always wanted the best for Tazing, even if he acted rashly by setting fire to the abbey. I hope you can portray him in the best light, Magdalene. I'd rather not talk about that night anymore. I hope we provided enough insight for your work. You did, thank you. I'll let you get back to work. Thank you, Magdalene. I'm certain the mural will be beautiful. Okay. Time passes. It didn't warn me that time would pass, but time does pass. What about... Oh, wait, we can talk to Big Jorg. He was there. Oh, no, we can't. Why can't we talk to Big Jorg? He was totally there. He was 100% like almost practically. He's like, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Father, what the heck, man? Oh, they're doing stuff too. Oh, Agnes. How is your father? He's not well, honestly. Oh no, I'm sorry. He'll be in our prayers tonight. Ours as well. Now then, is there something we can help you with, my dear? I have a small favor to ask. Oh, go on, then spit it out. If it isn't too much trouble, I'd like for you all to recount what you remember of the revolt. I'm nearly done with the mural, but I need more details. I was so young, I don't remember much about that night. Oh, for that project of yours, I'm afraid I won't have much good to say about the matter. But alright. Come sit down, don't worry about helping with the wreaths. It took me years to get the technique up to Mom's expectations. You're better off not helping. Ah, you always did fine. So, Magdalene, what do you need to know about what do you need to know to finish the mural? Regulus is rubbing on the microphone, just to let you know. I was hoping to ask you more about the revolt. All I can remember was the flames when the abbey burned. What part of the revolt? The abbot starving us out of house and home? Otto's murder? I thought that would be a good painting. It seems like the abbot of Curacao wasn't on very good terms. Everyone but the effing Miller hated him with good reason. We only ever cared for how many binnings he could get from us. Regina, don't forget to twist the ends in. Can't have it looking like a Christmas hedgehog. I'm getting there, Mom. I've looked after Martin and Kraft well enough, haven't I? I can manage this. Yes, well, after your father died, I've got no one left to nag besides you and that husband of yours. Thank God I have the both of you, as a matter of fact. Let an old woman have her vices. And the Gertner house was a bit sad. York always gets quiet this time of year. Whatever for? I reckon because the family's been hard-pressed since Peter died. Having lost a good number of folks over the years, and feast days and celebrations make it harder to bear. Meaning the revolt, right? The revolt, the murders, that fool Andreas had to meddle and everything. Didn't do too much good, if you ask me. Andreas Maler, the artist? I thought he was my dad's friend. No, the revolt wasn't his fault alone. I think for the most part he tried to stop it, but he'd already meddled enough in Tazing after the Baron's murder, and he held more sway than he knew. I could understand it the first time. He wanted to save that old monk. I dare say he saw him as a father. But poor old Attila was killed for the crime. She might have done it too, but she was close to her end anyway. Well, no one in the town liked her. It's no wonder she was accused of murdering that stupid Baron. Then came the revolt, and Andreas Maler happened to show up nearly the day of Otto's murder. Dad always said the townsfolk didn't stand with the peasants as long as they should have. Did the revolt accomplish anything? Well, the entire matter was a horrible, bloody mess, but it did restore peace by force. It's a shame it had to happen at all, I think. I knew the revolt was a bad idea from the start. Old Volslav would be the only one to know what happened inside the old church now before the fire. Some like to say things were always this bad, that violence was the only way, but it wasn't. Life got worse over the years. It wasn't like this when I was a child, not in my grandparents' time either. Sure, the abbot was pinching the townsfolk and the peasants were suffering, but to go against the church. But like you said, things weren't always so bad. We fought to make things right. Things got better in the end, right? Even if so... Well, the revolt didn't totally fail, did it? The abbot and the monks have left. The abbey may be gone, but Tenzing has only traded one lord for another. The peasants were so angry with the abbot's perceived injustices, they thought they could make it right with even more injustice. Then the abbey started a fire and everyone ran, but by then the soldiers had arrived to stop them all. That soldier even warned Peter, but nothing would stop him besides steel. So nothing got better at all. Not as I see it. The Lord is just as severe as the abbot was and threatens force at every turn. That's life. You can struggle and die to accomplish something and nothing changes. The dead are luckier. They died believing that they changed something. We're stuck with the harsh reality. This is all I've known, Magdalene. You've grown used to it. We all have. Thank you for sharing your story with me. It's important to share our suffering with the younger generations. Maybe they can change something. Good luck on the mural. But that wasn't very helpful. I don't think that was helpful at all. Where's that other? Where's the monk dude? Oh. Where's Monkey McMonkface? Is he at the inn? The Golden Hand Inn? The only place I can go. But yeah, I see it up the hill. Right here. Who are these nerds? Oh, they're making food. Oh, it's this guy. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello. Well, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I have an odd question for you. Oh?
Nerds!
When I was exploring the Abbey for the mural background, I stumbled upon some stray cats. Were there a lot of cats during your time? Aha, yes, as a matter of fact, there were. Cool. There were always cats around the Abbey, but one summer they started begging for food. Persistent little creatures. Brother Lucas swears he never fed them, but I have my doubts. Brother Lucas. Oh yeah, that guy. Well, they seem to have made the Abbey their home now. Good for them. At least someone is making use of the old structure. Thank you for telling me, Magdalene. Be well. God bless you and your father. That's it? Can I... Wait. Wait, hey, what? Hey, it's Hans! Hans, mole man. Hi, Max. Sorry I can't talk for long right now. Oh, of course, Magdalene. I didn't mean to be impolite. It's alright. What's keeping you so busy? As you know, setting up for the Christmas feast, it's always a lot of work, and Dad can't do it all alone. He pretends to be strong, but I think some of it was Zach. He's growing older and sadder. I imagine he misses your mom. Yeah, I miss her too. He doesn't talk about her much. I think he's ashamed. I'm not, though. She was still my mom. People say she did many bad things. Everyone does bad things sometimes, you know? When the monks were around, they told us about God's forgiveness. Olsov talks about it a lot, too. It's what I try to do, forgive. Got a kind heart, Killian. Maybe I just do what I think is right. How's your mural coming along? Well enough. I'm trying to learn more about the days of the revolt. I suspect many don't want to talk about the time. Painful memories. I think you're right. I don't blame them. Dad hasn't spoken about it in years. I'm sorry. I really have to get back to work. Be well. Speaking of... Oh. Is that it? I don't think I did what I was supposed to do. I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to here. I thought it was him. He didn't say anything. Look at these nerds. Well, if it isn't Magdalene, that's me. Not good. I've seen you around and heard your name mentioned. I apologize for not introducing myself sooner. I'm Alexander. This is my partner, Casimirs. We are musicians by trade, travelers by necessity. The weather trapped us on our way back to Wurzburg for the Christmas celebration. I had hoped to win the Meister Singer competition there, but alas, we are trapped until The past clears. Okay. How are you finding Tazing? Everything has been quite kind, and everyone has been quite kind, and no one has thrown anything at me for my music. Considering the circumstances, I'm counting it as a success. I have to admit that I'm quite upset that I had missed my opportunity to sing a Meister Singer competition. He practiced so much for it. Yes, it's hard not to view the last year as a waste. You can try again next Christmas, can't you? Of course. But the older I get, the less comfort I take in the possibility of the future. Missed opportunities sting more with each passing year. Well, you have an audience here, the people of Tazing. And perform for them I will. I love performing for people wherever I go. When I sing for people, I want to move them. I want to see it on their faces. It's only in that moment that I can connect with them. It's the only truth I know. Meister Singer judges will rate me as they will, but that's not why I want to perform for them. I want to move the masters the way they moved me. Does that make sense? I think so. My dad is my teacher, and his approval means a lot to me. I think we all have the approval. We all want the approval of those who came before us, and someday someone will look at me for their approval. Hard to imagine. I'm sorry. Feeling a bit melancholy, I suppose. Cheer up, Christmas is here. Of course, in our darkest hours, the birth of our Savior reminds us that dawn will follow. Perhaps the Christmas feast will lift my spirits. Will I see you there? Absolutely, almost everyone in town should be there. I look forward to it. Until then... Yes, yes! Quite right. Who am I supposed to talk to? Hello, Magdalene. Oh, when we talk to her, that's everybody. What's the weather? We've been prepping for the feast here all day. Fresh and brisk, perfect for a walk. Colder than usual. I'm glad to be indoors. It's been colder than I remember it being for decades. At least we're in here where we can keep our fingers warm. You better keep your fingers out of my dough, Master Brower. I didn't do anything. You've snuck your little fingers in my cookie dough 3 times today. Do it again and I'll wrap your knuckles with the back of my spoon. Don't anger Mistress Matilda, Simon. Yes, sir. Sorry, Mistress Matilda. We need enough dough to make cookies for the entire town. You can't be eating it all. Anyway, what did you come for, Magdalene? I was hoping that you could tell me what you remember of the revolt. I was too young to remember much of it. No one ever seems to talk about it, and Mistress Matilda and Master Wolslav, you two are the only two left who used to live here in the Abbey. Lived in the Abbey. The only ones who stayed, anyway. Matilda and I had been friendly enough with the people in town. We put it behind us in time. You can imagine the other brothers had little reason to remain. They were all, well, they weren't all jerks. Were they? Poor old Idoc's heart gave out that night. Just too much for him. God rest his soul. I wonder if we could have prevented that. Henrik joined the Dominicans and became an inquisitor. I've seen him around these parts over the years. Time has turned him friendly enough, considering his vocation. I wonder what happened to Guy. Not sure what happened to the others. All gone in any case, but the whole thing is a sensitive subject, Magdalene. Why are you asking? I wanted to honor everyone who fought in the... I want to portray the events truthfully in the mural, so that I'm trying to hear everyone's account of the events. I wanted to talk to some, but all the stories seem to conflict. I hear the perspectives so I can paint the mural. For the sake of seeing it portrayed right, I'll tell you what I remember. Wait, Magdalene, here. Come cut out cookies with me first. That way we don't fall behind while we chat. I'll be grateful for the help. We'd be grateful for the help. Oh, I gotta cut out cookies? Cut the cookies from the dough and set them aside so Simon can put them on a tray. Then we'll need a good number and a variety of shapes, so don't hesitate to change the cutter you use. We have to have enough for the whole town after all. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I see. Alright, let's use a diamond one here. I didn't realize they had decorations on them. See, we're gonna make as many cookies as we can. What's this? A bird? Nice. Wait. What? Why is that not good? Okay. Jank. Jank. I declare jank. Oh, well, that's kind of off the screen. I like the bird cookies. If I was gonna eat a cookie, I'd go with the bird cookies. I think. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Oh well. That. I'm so good at this. This is my passion. This is what I was born to do. Yep. You can make more if you want, but it looks like we have enough. Thank you for helping. We better keep going if we're gonna have enough ready for the procession tonight. So, what can we tell you, Mags? I heard that the Landsknechts came into town before the revolt and warned everyone to leave the abbey alone. Could things really have been talked out, or was it too late by then? Why didn't anyone listen? There were some people who wanted to talk. Master Maler worked hard to keep the peace, but after Otto was killed... Oh, Andreas, shame how he died. We at the monastery were fond of him. Clara said she and the other peasants felt the same way. Dad said he was instrumental in keeping the revolt from getting out of hand. He regrets not standing by him. Yes, he was. He had a personal dinner with the abbot to try and discuss things, I believe. A pity they couldn't come to an agreement. Yes, Andreas did a lot of good for Tazing, and Curacao too. Even the odd abbot failed to admit that. Even the old abbot failed to admit that. I still grieve that he died in the abbey fire. I know your father does too, Magdalene. But wasn't the revolt in general justified? Would it have been the best to leave the matter alone? It sounds like no one should have opposed the abbey at all. Would it have been best to leave... But wasn't the revolt in general justified? Yes, I think so. We couldn't even collect in the forest without a fee. Dad kept saying we couldn't live with higher and higher taxes. The night Otto died, the abbot was trying to excommunicate everyone for celebrating St. John's Eve. A lot of people thought the abbot killed him in revenge. Turns out it was Hannah. The innkeeper's wife, I still say she was pressured into it by the miller. Still, after Otto and Ulrich, it was too much. We burned the mill with both bastards inside. The abbot promised to help if Andreas found the person who killed Otto. All we wanted was to talk. But didn't you say that you just burned down the mill? Did the abbot order to stop you? You mean no one was supposed to burn the abbey down? Why would anyone want that? We sought justice, not murder. It was too much for Peter. Leinhardt was one thing. He just killed Ulrich, but to burn the abbey? But when the Landsknechts saw the fire, they thought they had another revolt on their hands. Even Father Gernot couldn't stop them. We all fled. Brother Florian saved as many as he could, but Peter was wrong to burn down the abbey, but what the soldiers did, that was awful. I thought the knights were supposed to protect people, like in Parzival. Rarely does real life match the heroism of stories, Magdalene. Dad died protecting me, stabbed in the chest. I don't even remember what he was wearing, but I remember how dark the blood was when we found him. Almost black and sticky, like treacle. Dad socked one of the soldiers in the face, but another was right there, and... Oh, Magdalene, can we stop talking about this? Of course, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset anyone. Yes, thank you for talking to me. I'll do my best on the mural. Good luck, we'll see you later at the procession. Until then, alright. It's time to finish it, I guess?